Hey people, it is Tuesday, August the 10th, and it is 12:33 in the afternoon, and the temperature is a very humid 27 degrees Celsius. Feeling more like in the mid-30s with the humidex. And I'm here at the western terminus of Gerrard Street, where it meets University Avenue. And it's looking south down University Avenue. And I'll be walking east along Jarvis Street, at least as far as Yonge Street. And then from there, I'm not exactly sure which way I'll go. This is one of those sort of wandering walks. Generally, it's just a walk around parts of downtown during the lunch hour. So there's looking north up University. See the Ontario Legislature. I don't think this person is supposed to be turning this way. So we're just sort of in the hospital district. We have Sick Kids Hospital here on the south side and Toronto General Hospital here on the north side. And I started the video in front of Mount Sinai Hospital, which sort of terminates the vista looking west along Gerrard Street. The last few days have been insufferably humid, and there are potential thunder showers in the forecast for today. So I'm bringing my umbrella with me. I wouldn't mind getting caught in a sudden downpour. I'm ready for it, and it would probably cool things off quite a bit. So there's the Aura condominium. That's a building that I point out quite often in my videos. It's currently the tallest residential tower in Canada. Although it won't be for much longer. There are two more residential buildings under construction here in the city that will surpass the Aura in height. And here's Elizabeth Street.
Because
It's looking south towards the financial district.
I'm saying, because I'm not saying that we never have.
There's the downtown Jimmy's Coffee with its various Jimmys there depicted. Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Page, Jim Morrison, and Jimi Hendrix. Oh, wait a sec, I already said Jimi Hendrix. Who's that other Jimmy? How do I not know who that other Jimmy is? Oh, okay, it's Jimmy Buffett. Okay, Jimmy Buffett. So we got Hendrix, Page, Buffett, and Morrison. And it's actually quite a quaint old building. It looks like it was once part of a row, but it lost its adjoining building, which is now a cute little parkette. Seem to have a burst water main or something here. And actually I learned something a while ago about this particular stretch of Jarvis Street. Or sorry, Gerrard Street, not Jarvis. This very row here that Jimmy's is a part of was once the Bohemian district of Toronto in the 1950s, where you would find coffee houses for the beat poet scene, the so-called beatniks hung out here on this stretch of Gerrard. It wasn't really much, but it was all they had at the time. And eventually that scene moved north into the Yorkville neighborhood. And there it flourished and grew into like a huge scene that evolved from the beatnik scene into the hippie scene. So yeah. So 65 years ago or so, this was a thriving little area here for the Black Beret and bongo set. Can you dig it, man? Can you dig it? And this is Bay Street. It's rather busy, as you can see. It is the lunch hour. And here's what I like to call the creepy snowmen. Surprised they haven't melted in this insufferable heat. They don't look too happy though. So I'm thinking maybe I will cross here and kind of take a little shortcut through College Park. We're currently in front of the Chelsea Hotel. It was once known as the Delta Chelsea, and it is still, I believe, the largest hotel in Canada in terms of number of rooms. And it's a very popular hotel for tourists as it's located right off Yonge Street near Yonge and Dundas. But the old Delta Chelsea, now the Chelsea Eaton Hotel, I believe is its name now, will soon be demolished for a new development. And so I think there's something like 1,200 hotel rooms that will be temporarily lost, but I believe a new, smaller hotel will be part of the redevelopment, along with some very tall residential towers. About as tall as the Aura, actually, I believe, which you can see way up there. So I'm not sure what the timeline is for this development, but it's definitely well in the planning stages. So now we're coming up into College Park. Should I do this? Okay, I'm going to do it. I did it. I don't know if my feet showed up in that video, but I did it. And here's College Park. In the winter, this is an ice skating oval known as the Barbara Ann Scott Ice Skating Oval, I believe. Something along those lines. And there's another look at the Chelsea Hotel. It's not the prettiest hotel, but it's fairly decent. I've been inside there a number of times. So those are the residences of College Park. And this is the actual College Park retail and residential complex. There are apartments and offices. And there's a small mall on the bottom level. And a couple of grocery stores and a number of smaller retailers. I'm currently walking around the ice skating oval. I'm not sure why this water feature is not turned on. That seems to be quite the problem with Toronto. They don't seem to want to turn on their fancy water features that they spent all this money installing. Now this will spit us back out onto Yonge Street. There's a look straight up at the Aura. And there's a small mall in the basement level of the Aura as well that I've done a video walking through. It's kind of a joke here in Toronto. It's probably the worst shopping mall in the city, if you could even call it a shopping mall. And here's the entrance to the College Park shops. This one is much better in comparison to the pathetic Aura Mall. And here we are at Yonge Street. This is the McGill Street Arch I just walked through. And I've shown this a number of times, but I've never actually stopped to look to see if Gordon Lightfoot is on here. I don't see him on this side. I've been on a bit of a Gordon Lightfoot kick lately, listening to a lot of his music. I've always been a casual fan. But, I don't know, something just spurred me to want to start listening more. He's a Toronto resident. I believe he's 82 years old now. Let's look on this side of the mural. I don't see Mr. Lightfoot unless he's right up the very top. And I just can't make it out. And that looks more like Joe Cocker to me. So if Gordon Lightfoot isn't on here, I propose that he has his own mural painted on another building, similar to the large Leonard Cohen mural in Montreal. So I would say Gordon Lightfoot is just as iconic a Canadian singer-songwriter as Leonard Cohen, and he's kind of the closest thing Toronto has to such an icon, not counting rock bands and such, just talking about an individual singer-songwriter. Here's a nice little residential street, all shady, just off of Yonge Street. With some nice historic buildings, some old row houses. So this is McGill Street. And we're just coming up to Church Street. I was looking south, looks into the Ryerson University campus. And north will eventually take you through the gay village. But let's continue along McGill Street. Alright, now here's Mutual Street. Well, let's head north. McGill Granby Village. That's what this neighborhood is called. And it looks like this development is finally getting underway. This will be a new condo tower rising here. And here we have the Oasis Aqua Lounge, which is a sex club which was closed down for basically the last over a year and just was recently allowed to reopen. So I wonder how their business has been over the last few weeks. Here we reach Carlton Street. It's looking west. We'll just continue north along Mutual for a little bit longer. Oh, this person is determined to go. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm only a human body walking in front of your large piece of metal and steel. There's looking west down Wood Street. And I just realized something else connected to Gordon Lightfoot, so I think I'll make my way over there. Kind of make this video a little bit of a theme, I suppose. I just saw on the news last night that he actually injured himself in a fall, I believe, where he broke or fractured his hand. And he has to postpone some of his tour dates because he's still touring at 82 years of age. Now we'll head west down Alexander Street. The sky is looking pretty dark now. Almost seems like it could start raining at any moment. Here we are back at Church Street. So we're basically right in the southern part of the village right now. And that other Gordon Lightfoot item of interest is just right up ahead here. And here it is, 50 Alexander Street. This white circular apartment building where Gordon Lightfoot once lived. He lived in this building in the early 1970s, and he wrote many songs in this building while he was living here. And I think he lived with his girlfriend at the time, who was also a well-known name. Her name was Kathy Evelyn Smith, and after she and Gordon Lightfoot broke up, she ended up in Los Angeles years later in the early 1980s, and she was the one responsible for John Belushi's overdose, which led to his death, and she served time in jail for that. And these buildings here date from the 1950s, the mid-1950s, and I believe they were among the first high-rise apartment buildings of this style built in downtown Toronto. And they're known as the Village on the Green. And over the years, this circular building kind of attained a nickname which still persists to this day, where they call it Vaseline Towers. If you're wondering why, I suppose you could do some Googling and find out. But yeah, this is the village on the green and the former home of Gordon Lightfoot. So I think I will wrap up this video here. Maybe I will walk towards Maple Leaf Gardens, because I will be going in there to get a few groceries before I head home. And that's it right up ahead. So yes, thank you for watching. And be sure to leave a comment below, let me know your thoughts. And like and share and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal and via my new merch store. And you can also find me on Instagram under KContinuum. So thanks for watching. And be sure to keep checking back, because as always, I will continue. And I've never actually been in this nice little park before.